Hello, namaste. Welcome to Margazhi Mozhi, and this is Sangeetha all the way from US joining us here. And Sangeetha, is there a hissing noise which I'm hearing now, which was not there earlier? Was it?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
I
was it?
am
Is it
not
because of?
sure if it's.
Yeah. Could you just check
It
on
could
that
be
before we
my
go?
computer.
No, no, computer. I think you switched on
Sure.
one music system, no? One music system which we were trying just before we started. I think
Yeah,
maybe it
but
is.
that was off. That's off though.
Okay.
You know what?
So we.
Let me check to see if it's something that.
Oops.
No.
No, it's okay now. Yeah, there's no noise, but you've just dropped off suddenly from the
Oh,
screen.
okay.
So welcome to Margazhi Mozhi, and it's been a week of glitches. Let me tell you that, and let me tell our audience who are already here and who are watching us. Thank you so much. Thanks also to those who are going to come back to watch this episode. And this is Margazhi Mozhi, which we have been speaking in different languages, talking about different art, and trying to understand what Margazhi means for each one of us. And here I have the lovely Sangeetha Prasanna, all the way from Acton, Massachusetts, who is here to share her journey. And guess what? We have to thank. Uh, Congrats, Sangeetha. God bless you and your family. Have a blessed day, Ramurthy, Krishnamurthy. So maybe is that somebody who you know, because it's not someone who I know, but now I know. So thank you very much. So Sangeetha, I first of all, I'm finding it very difficult to call you Sangeetha because we've always called you PV, right? So I don't even know how the name PV came about, but tell me a little bit about. So we met in Besant Arundale School, and now recently we met a few years back again after a very long gap. Tell me a little bit about how did you happen to come to Besant Arundale, Kalakshetra? Tell us a little bit about that. I would like to know. And I know you were from Tirupati, so give us a little background on that.
So thank you very much, Dr. Shambavi Rajagopal. I know you as Geetu Akka. Because your sister and I were classmates, correct? And of
Right.
course, Raja Anna for many, many years in Kalakshetra. And thank you for having me. And I'm very happy to be here in Margazhi Musings. I came to Kalakshetra as a 9-year-old. My father, D. Pashupati, Appa and Amma, my Jaya Pashupati, they were both alumni of Kalakshetra. Appa was brought up by Rukmini Devi Arundale. So he came to Kalakshetra as a 14-year-old. And he was there till he moved to Tirupati. So when I was about 3 or 4, Appa sent a picture of me dancing as little Krishna to Atte. He would always write letters to her and she would reply. And in one of the letters, she said, on seeing the little picture, she wrote to him saying, send her to me. So that's how I came to Kalakshetra. I was 9 years old when I came to Kalakshetra. My brother Srivatsan joined a year later. And we were there for about 8 years. And that was our paternal home, because for Srimati Rukmini Devi Arundale Atte, as we all fondly called her, I was always Pashupati's daughter. I don't think she's ever addressed me by name. And as you know, we had about 3 Sangeetas at the same time in the hostel. So since PV was my initial, I think that PV just stuck on, and for a lot of them, I'm still Laddu. It makes me laugh when people still address me as Laddu, but I do have some friends, from way back. I tell them I definitely do look like a Laddu now. And because I came from Tirupati, and Tirupati is famous for
Tirupati Laddu.
So
that's a lot of.
People ever call me Sangeetha.
So that's a very nice Tirupati and Laddu, and you being associated very very wonderful. You joined school and then you were going for dance classes. I remember you in that pajama kurta which the dance students always wore, which was a Kalakshetra thing, and which I still believe Kalakshetra had always their dance saris and I think it's one of the best dresses and gives you that much flexibility for dancing, especially when I see nowadays a lot of the children learning, wearing different types of dresses which don't give that flexibility is my personal feeling. You should be able to tell better since
Correct.
you're a dance teacher as well. So you after the school you went to the Kalakshetra dance classes, yeah? And
So
throughout
I
your,
so I was in
go ahead.
Kalakshetra for about 8 years. I
Hmm.
studied with all the stalwarts of Kalakshetra, though majority of my training was with Professor N.S. Jayalakshmi, Jaya teacher. And
Hmm.
then, so while at Kalakshetra, I had the good fortune of learning from Anandi Ramachandran, Srimati Sharada Hoffman, Sri M.R. Krishnamurthy, Sri Balagopal, and Jaya teacher, of course. And those are very, very fond memories I have of my learning there.
The December season, usually the school would be off, but Kalakshetra used to have the whole, I think it was 10 days of dance festival, which they used to have. And I think it used to end with the Ramayana, Chudamani Pradhanam, and yeah, is that right? Because I was there only for 2 years, and it's like ages back. Tell us a little bit more about that. Did you take part in those dance dramas, and what was your the smallest role that you started with, until where did you reach with the roles that you had?
I think for me, Margari has always meant the Kalakshetra Art Festival. As you were rightly said, it was 10 days. And then, it would end with the Mahapattabhishekam. That was
Yes.
the grand finale. And then in between the dance programs, there would also be music. So we would have people like Bhimsen Joshi or, all the stalwarts come and perform. And we would get to go, since I was in the hostel, we would get to go and see the performances. And I just realized recently that as long as I was in Kalakshetra, I was young. Of course, the Kathakali performances were like, I didn't enjoy the Kathakali performances when I saw it back then, in the big Bharata Kalakshetra auditorium. But I must say now, I absolutely love watching Kathakali. I think probably with age and experience and everything, your
I
tastes
no, I
change.
agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you. I think because we saw only Bharatanatyam and very less of Kuchipudi also, in fact.
Correct, correct.
When we saw Kathakali, it was like, watching different genres. You didn't have that appreciation. But now here also in UAE, we have every year there is IKKF Festival, International Kathakali Kudiyatam Festival, and they are so divine in their performance, and so it is always emotional to watch those 2 3 days of that. Every year they've been having it for almost past 15 16 years. It's beautiful. So I understand when you say that Kathakali you appreciate that more now. I totally get it, because I think that's what, maybe language was also a thing. And here what they do is they do transliteration at that point, so you can see what is happening, and they transliterate it, somebody human does it at that point, so you can kind of associate more for those who don't know. So, and again, like, I totally understand. So the Kathakali part, do you remember anything or any performance, anything which recently that you saw or from that time,
I
since you
saw
mentioned Kathakali?
when Sri Sadanam Balakrishnan had come to meet us in Boston, and we saw his Kathakali performance. I was just blown away by it. But then that's when we were talking about it, since my husband Ganesh also went to Besant Arundale, and he has a Kalakshetra background with my parent in-laws, Srimati Savitri Jagannath Rao and Sri Jagannath Rao. So we talk about it, and we talk about Kalakshetra all the time. Our schooling, the the methodology that was used in teaching us, which is very different to these days. And Kalakshetra was a world into its own. I mean, as long as you were in Kalakshetra, you didn't know what was happening outside. Because as you know, even in the hostel, TV was very limited. To get to watch
Yeah.
one little black and white TV, like 100 of us in the hostel dining hall, I mean, that was like a big treat. It was a very different lifestyle. And my very fond memory, my first introduction to the Kalakshetra dance drama as a performer was when I did as one of the Lavakusha twins for Sita Swayamvaram.
Hmm.
This was during the Kalakshetra Golden Jubilee celebrations, and Appa had come from Tirupati to sing
Hmm.
for the Sita Swayamvaram. And that little portion, it's called Tapaswadhyaya Niritam. When
Hmm.
Lavakusha entered the stage,
Mm,
narrating the Ramayana to Rama.
mm,
So that portion is not often done these days. Recently, it was done recently, but sometimes somehow that gets cut off. But
mm,
I would say such a very 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 nice introduction to it. So I have very fond memories of dancing that, dressed up as a boy with a a kurmi on top and everything. So that is one very fond memory I have of Kalakshetra dance drama. Then I also had the good fortune of being baby Meera in Atte's last production, Meera of Mewar,
oh,
just before she passed
wow.
away. And,
Mm,
there were 10 of us girls. I was a little Meera. And how she would show us, Meera, because it's first scene was us, and how we would have to emote showing a doll, and how she would show us. That doll was baby Krishna, and
Krishna.
how Atte would show us, and Shada teacher would teach the part to us, because she would tell Shada teacher, this is what needs to be done on stage. Of
Mm,
course, the thing I always feel is we were very young. We were like 10, 11. We didn't realize her greatness as long as we
yes.
were there. To me, she was like Appa's Amma. She was like my party.
Mm.
But now when I think about her or the legacy that she has left behind, I am so, I have no words to say about her greatness, and what the institution that it is, with all the stalwarts and everybody.
So I think a part of that greatness is also the fact that when she mingled with us as students, she was just a person. There was nothing, to say that she was not approachable, or she was not, one could not speak to her. And though, of course, we always maintained our respect, because that was something which was like drilled into us all along, whether it was the hostel or whether the school. But that was something which, she was approachable, she was accessible, and that was, I think that is, the greater they are, I think that much more you do. And that's why probably now we feel that, what kind of people so humble, and I think humility was one of their main
I
that.
have a funny story to say. My brother
Mm,
was the bolder of the two of us. He would go and say
mm.
hello to Atte. He would go peep into the AC cottage and say hello to her. So one day while she was walking about, and she asked him, she said, "Oh, how is the hostel? How is the food?" And he said, "Atte, they only gave me two vades in the hostel. I'm hungry. I need more than that. How do you expect me to be satisfied with two vades?" And promptly she sends a message to the hostel saying, henceforth, please give Pashupati's son three or four vades. I was like, whoa. And
Ask and you will get.
unfortunately, I told him, I said, can you share with me? He's like, no. Atte told me I can have it. I'm going to eat it. That is, to us, that is how we looked at her, as you're right. She was this great personality when people from all over the world came to see her. But for us, she was like a grandmother there.
Yeah. It
Um,
was not only Atte. I was recently sharing with someone that MD Ramlandan sir, he used to just come and he used to just sing, and we were told, okay, is there attend, sing after him, and we just did. I mean, nobody thought anything much about it. But now, when you see
right?
whether it's Pudukote sir or what kind of MD Ramlandan sir, what kind of legacy, and what kind of, it
True.
feels surreal now.
It does. And with all the bhajans that Padhu teacher has taught us,
Mm.
so much of it, she taught us Tirupavai, Male Manivanna, Ongi Ulagalanda. I always
Mm.
think of her and Rajalakshmi teacher, our music teacher
Rajlakshmi
in
teacher, yes,
Basadarundia,
yes.
who taught us so many songs. And it is one of the things I think we as Besant Arundel's alumni still do, is when we see somebody, we always sing those songs. We did that at your house in Dubai.
Yes, we did.
So,
So, since it's Margarita, tell me a little bit. So, we've looked at the Kalakshetra aspect, and you've shared with us what you did and your role, and it's so lovely to hear, because I don't think when we met in person we really had time to go into so much discussion. Tell me a little bit more about Margari. Which anything else that you remember from in Tirupati, in Kalakshetra, or later on, anything else which you were saying something about Andal some time back, right? Something. What?
So
Tell
when
us.
we, for me, as you know, for us, Margari was art festival, the dancing. Then I also performed a Sita and Sita Swayamvaram. That was
Hmm.
also special to me because Appa also came and sang for that. By then, Appa had also moved to Kalakshetra.
Hmm.
And the first time that I got to perform outside of Kalakshetra was at Krishnagana Sabha during one of the December festivals. And there was a little write up in Dinamalar. And all I remember very distinctly from the performance was, when you're supposed to gargle in drama, you're supposed to be the shy, demure person. And apparently, I had this huge smile on my face, like
I can
showing my
believe that.
teeth. And I come backstage, and Jackie just says, "Do you know that you were supposed to smile at him, not grin away?"
This is the modern Sita emerging and evolving.
And I think that was the first time that somebody said, because Rama apparently were very young when they were married. And they said on seeing us, they felt that. They could see the child in the Sita and Rama when they performed. So that is one fond memory I have. And then after I left Kalakshetra, um, I got to star in a Sun TV serial with
Hmm.
late Sri Delhi Ganesh. It was called
Oh.
Kodai in Kadai.
Hmm.
That's when I knew about full story of Andal. We got to go to Srivalli and it was telecast on Sun TV. So where I got dressed as Andal. Till then, I had never dressed as Andal. So that was one of my life very very blessed experiences. And then
So,
another,
for how long was that the
it,
shooting
it
or whatever that? How
It
long was
was
that?
it was for a few months. I didn't, but for somebody who dances to come to serial and act, it's very hard. I didn't
Hmm.
realize it. There was nobody exactly to teach you, but I must think of Sri Delhi Ganesh. Oh, he was Periyalvar in the serial, and he was a father figure to me, even on the sets. And that was a very, very nice experience that, I had because facing the camera, getting the lights,
Hmm.
especially when nobody teaches. I mean, you come on stage and you do it. And, that was a very nice experience. Another memorable experience I have is to dancing with late Miss Lakshmi Vishwanathan.
Hmm.
Her dance drama Vatavriksha that she did on the origin of Bharatanatyam took Chennai by storm.
Hmm.
We were like seven or eight of us. There were three girls and three or four boys, and Lakshmi auntie, of course. And this was the pre-social media days. We performed at every sabha in Chennai to
Oh.
packed audience. I mean,
Wow.
it that was the rage of the season. And I don't think there was anybody who came and complained about, sometimes you come up away feeling something could have been done better, something was lacking. This show was phenomenal. So
Wonderful. Very, very nice. And how many shows do you remember? How many were there? And then this was not repeated later on at any point?
I think by then it was repeated. I think like 10 years later she revived it.
Hmm.
But I think with us, we all since then we all got married and moved away.
Hmm.
But we had the debut show was in Boston, and at that
Oh.
time I never realized I was moving to Boston. Our first performance was at Brandeis University, but then how life brings a full circle, and
Hmm.
here I am. But that those are all the very fond memories I have of Margari, and of course also me doing dancing solo performances. I
Hmm.
had Srimati Vijayalakshmi Krishnaswamy, I had my mother-in-law Srimati Savitri Jagannath Rao on the Natuangam, and then Karekudi Krishnamurti sir playing on the Mridangam for me. Appa would always sing for me. So those are all the big blessings that I count.
Totally. And do you have recordings of that? That's what I was going to ask. Was it recorded, the one where you came as Love Kusha, where you said you came in? Was there any recording at that point or video recording? Because I'm not sure at that time there was any even video, or the program was considered that, you should video it or something like that. Was it there?
Apparently, there was I'm not sure about the Golden Jubilee celebrations, but
Hmm.
the Meera, I remember Sri V.A.K. Rangarao saying that he had some pictures of the event. I don't know if there was a video recording. I remember my father-in-law saying something, but I never got to see it after that.
Mm. Mm. Yeah, pictures were still like, of course, it was a luxury because you would have those camera pictures and you need, and most of the time, it would be black and white. But then definitely that was something there. But video, I'm just wondering because I can't remember any program in Kalakshetra being recorded at that point. Maybe later they did. And it was I think people just performed for the performance. It was not for the later on, like what we do now. You capture it and then you want to see later. Whether you see it or not is another different thing. uh, we lived in the moment at that particular time, I think, which is great because it stays in our memories. And then you've also become a dance teacher. Was it a natural calling, or was it something which you strived for from the beginning?
No, I think dance has always been a part of me. As I reflect on it, I think what I feel is the gratitude for the art. There have been times when I've thought, it's enough, I'm going to step away. But then, something or the other, I think Nataraja brings me back. So right now, I enjoy teaching, and I feel that everybody must dance. It doesn't matter. I had once a child ask me, why can't I just dance for myself? Why should I dance for the public? So if, that was, a light bulb moment for me. Because honestly, when we learn something, our first question is, where are we going to perform? When are we going to perform? We never think about doing it for ourselves. So now I have come to realize that I dance for myself. I'm happy with it. Of course, I do teach. I teach the way I have been taught by my teachers. I still send a video to Jaya teacher and ask her, am I teaching something correctly? And then she'll say, no, this is not the right way to do it. Teacher, I'm not able to fix this problem. Can you help me? And then she does. So, that is something that I think that I really appreciate. My mother-in-law gives me the guidance. My teacher gives me the guidance, and I try to pass on what I have learned.
Which is really very because it has to continue, the legacy has to continue. And do you have you I know you said you check with Jaya teacher always, but is there some essence or element or something which you have added from your side, um, or some favorite piece that you have which you always teach? Is there something like that, like, because we all said and done, there's always a little bit of us in whatever we are sharing, performing. Is there something of like that of yours?
I have realized that I really enjoy doing the old masterpieces.
Hmm.
I do an Ema Ladira Swarajati, which was composed by Mailapur Gauri Ammal in the 50s. And some of the
Hmm.
movements that are in part of that Swarajati, I don't see that being performed on stage today. Like you, so I'm still old school that way. I love sticking to what I have learned. Of course, I do choreograph. I do take new pieces and do it, but I also make it a point to teach what I have learned.
Hmm.
Because my thing is, what is it that I know that my gurus don't know? I want to pass on that knowledge. Because when you learn as a youngster, you're in the mode of collecting items,
Hmm.
and you're like, how many varnams do I know? How many jatiswarams do I know? But now, as I teach the item to my student, I relish it. I enjoy the process of teaching as I do and show them, and even slight body movement in what you do, which I feel, has to be passed on. Because a lot of times now, with all the styles emerging, I cannot say this Barney is distinct from this Barney. Everything looks the same to me. But I still want to maintain the way I have been taught. If I have been taught a movement, I make sure that my student gets that movement. And why is it that movement relevant to what she is
Hmm.
doing? Because I feel, when we were young, we were afraid to ask our teachers, why are we doing that? but I don't want my student to have that fear in me. And I feel as I teach, I understand the body more, and I also try to modify that to suit a student.
Mm. Okay. So here you have your. I can't say grateful for dance because it brought you into our lives. I learned so much from you all the time. Nupur Nritya Academy. Thank you so much for this comment. You want to address this, Sangeeta?
Baiju is a very good friend of mine. I think and when people ask me off late, I know I'm fluent in Telugu. I'm very fluent in Telugu. I can read and write Telugu thanks to my Tirupati connection. And I
Mm.
feel that knowing a language other than English or Tamil, which we speak at home, is helpful in more ways than one. So I have sort of become the local translator of lyrics, or people ask me, and I also have an interest in digging more and learning about stuff. So I
Mm.
always have local dance. Vaidu is a good local dance teacher and a friend of mine. And when people ask me, like, what does this mean? What does that mean? It gets my brain working, and I enjoy that experience.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. And I can't believe it's already 26 minutes into our conversation. And I think I have probably spoken more than what you have today, going equally back into the memory lane. Thank you so much, Sangeeta. Is there something else that you want to share? And what is your vision? And since it's New Year, it's almost New Year for us. It's going to be in a few hours, and for you in a little later. So tell me, is there some message that you want to give to aspiring students, performers, teachers, anything related to dance, anything related to Margazhi Mozhi, anything related to that? Do you want to say something?
Yes. Thank you for having me. Like I told you, this is my first interview, and I really enjoyed talking to you. I feel that one needs to be reflective about their art. One needs to have the gratitude for it. I think that reflection and gratitude brings about a change in you. It makes you a better person. It makes you a better teacher. And one needs always have to be thankful for what they have. In this new year, that is what I wish, is for everybody to be grateful, to be thankful. And it doesn't take much to be nice. Ganesh and I, we firmly believe in that. It doesn't take much to be kind. It doesn't take much to be nice. So let's all be kind and nice to each other and make this world a better place. And I
Thank
wish
you.
the viewers, thank you, a very happy new year, and to you. And I'm so happy to have been part of this.
Thank you. Thank you so very much to all the viewers who are watching there right now, because we have a couple of them here now. And for those who are coming back later to watch, thank you so very much for giving us your time and attention. And it's been such a pleasure talking to you, PV. And maybe soon, sometime, we'll have you perform, maybe in another year, time and space. We'll look at a performance as well. I would love for you to. So, should we say bye now, or yeah? Thank
Yes.
you. Okay, just
Thank
just
you.
a minute. Before we say bye, there's another comment. Many little anecdotes, memories, all must have come right back. Lovely to hear it all, dear Sangi. Wish you many more years of happy, enjoyable dancing, learning, and teaching. Cheers. Jai Shri 1278. So thank you very much for that. And we'll say bye now. Happy New Year, everyone. Bye. Take care and all the best. See you. Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.